and welcome everyone here to Rome for the E-Prix today, as we are just about to get underway with the race here in the glorious Rome City Circuit. I'm joined by my partner Aaron. How are we doing today? Ready for the race?
I am surely. As I said before, it looks good. It looks set to be a good one, especially now that Hofla's in the mix. He's setting competitive times in this mini practice and possibly can bring it to Sangstam today.
Definitely, and Hofla sits P4 in the championship for the Panasonic Jaguar Racing. Has not made an appearance yet in this weekend, but he could be on for a race win with how he's driving right now. But don't rule out Kenny or Sang either. It's going to be a close top three, as well as the other positions down for the further points-paying positions with how close qualifying was. I think it's going to be an excellent race here today in Rome.
And it should be noted that Hofla is fourth in the standings and has missed the last 3 or 4 races, which is quite exceptional from him. So, I think he might be the... well, you could call it the underdog.
And the cars are getting ready to line up on the grid, as in Formula E they drive up to the grid as they are getting prepared for that. I see some cars taking the grid. Now, Aaron, while we have a moment, why don't you go ahead and walk us through the track layout here at Rome real quick before lights out.
So this race is comprised of 21 turns and 3 long straights. The slipstream hasn't seemed that powerful this weekend, as I've learned in qualifying.
Definitely not, as those straights aren't long enough for the slipstream to really take them.
And that third sector is where a lot of people have messed up, especially around the turn 16, 17 and 18 area. So it will be interesting to see how that affects the race today.
Definitely. Now, as we are just about to get underway here in Rome, we'll take you onto the grid as the cars are on pole is Sang for Nissan, followed in second place with Kenny in the BMW. In third is Sticky Boy in the Neo, followed by I don't know in the BMW with the Mahindra of Riley in fifth, and then the Nissan of Kaikira in sixth. Those were those who participated in Super Pole. As the rest of the drivers you can see behind you, ready to go. As we are just waiting for the lights to come on here in Rome, as race control gets us ready to go. And an excellent race, I think, is about to be in play here in Rome. Should be. As we are just waiting for the lights to come on, currently yellow right now, as race control is getting everyone to the grid ready to begin. I think there is going to be a very close top 3 here in the race, as well as the bottom points playing positions are going to be very tight as well. Very fun race this will be. Aaron, what do you think we're going to see today? Who do you think is going to get that win?
You cut out there, but I can imagine you said the win. Sangstam is looking set to take that win today, as the competitive performance completely showed his pace throughout the weekend. Hofla is starting at the back of the grid, so may get better speed by the end of the straight, so he could get a good few places there, and we're definitely going to see a competitive midfield today.
A fun race is about to be in store. One driver to also denote, TDM fan for Geox, who's starting in 7th, just missed out on pole shootout, on the Super Pole shootout, but he was very close to getting a good position, as he had a great practice session. So interesting this will be. This race looks to be a good one, as we are just getting prepared. Race control almost ready, it seems. Just waiting for the lights to come on. As it looks like all drivers are to the grid now. And we've just been informed by race control that we will be going green in about 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, we will have the green lights here in Rome. This will be a good race. We're all excited. We hope you are. Thank you for joining us here as we get prepared for another great race after Eindhoven 3 weeks ago. And Aaron, while we have a minute, why don't you walk us through what happened at Eindhoven last week, and for what we can expect to see out here today.
1 second. Sorry. Okay, so practically in Eindhoven, the car pretty much destroyed the field. He ended the race with a 50 to 60 second gap, and it was a close race behind him between ahead Kenny Benny and Herdman. Hopefully we can see a good race from ahead Kenny Benny today as he keeps up his streak of putting in good performances. That's really all I can remember.
What a race we had in Eindhoven, and important to note now is Takir, the championship leader, is not here today, so all his rivals can make some progress on him, and Audi, looking like they're having a good weekend so far, might not have the points they expect this weekend normally. It looks like their only driver is going to be Project User on the grid, is the only Audi car I can see. So unfortunate for Audi so far. As we're just about to go green in 3.
Did your mic go?
Sorry, yeah, we're just about to go green. 2 minutes till we go green. This is going to be a very good race. And race control has put 25 laps on the board for this race here in Eindhoven. Or not Eindhoven, Rome. I don't know why I keep messing that up. As we hope you all are ready for an exciting race. We thank you for joining us. And about a minute till we go green. The drivers are getting ready to start as the lights come on here in Rome. And we go green here in Rome, and it looks like Kenny gets a pretty decent start. Hard to tell exactly what's going on coming into...
There could have been a jump start from the second Andretti that may be looked into by our race.
Great start. Kenny is in first place, has gotten past Sang on the start. As it looks like the Neo of Stiggy Boy also got past Sang. Not a good start from Sang. As Kaikira behind looks like he got a decent start compared to his teammate. Kenny leading now, followed by Stiggy Boy. Then TDM Fan looks like he had a great start in the Geox, followed by Chocolate Banana and the Chichita, then Sang in the Nissan. Not a great start for him.
Hopefully with an amazing start from last on the grid.
Yeah, great start for him.
And there's a yellow flag in Sector 3. I would like to see what that was.
As now the cars are coming through back to the start straight, as we've had an excellent start here in Rome. Kenny leading the way, having an excellent start. It looks like Sang is now, or it looks like TDM Fan now is taking the lead in the Geox, potentially.
A much closer, oh my god, that's a lot of people. A much closer race than we had last week. I believe we have some technical difficulties as the fans are now included on the leaderboard.
As the leader is now Kaikira. Kaikira getting a good start, or getting a good first lap for the Nissan. And Stiggy Boy in the Neo close behind, and Kenny also in the BMW close behind. Very close top 3 right here. And the pack is only closing in as well.
Oh, there is very large technical difficulties. Please bear with us.
So it looks like the leaderboard is having some major issues right now. If we wonder what race control is going to do here, as there might be some...
Oh, and there is a red flag? No? Yes, there is a red flag due to the technical
There is a red
difficulties,
flag now, red flag.
I am being...
Race control has red flagged the session.
And Capitan has assured us 4 times that he is in P9. And he's not even in the race, I
It
realize.
looks like there was an issue with the leaderboard as the leaderboard didn't start counting laps of anyone at all. The race control has called the red flag, and we will get confirmation of what's going to be the plan to get this race back underway here in Rome.
And as usual, I am in last place, or very close to it, in 33rd position.
We're not sure exactly what happened here, but hopefully things get cleared up soon so we can get back to racing here in the great city of Rome. As we had a great start, and then the technical difficulties led to that.
And Eirefy moves up to 17th position.
As I sit in 19th. But an interesting start to the race here, as it looks like they are going back to the grid, and we are going to restart this race off the line at seat.
Unlucky for Hofla, who has to start at the back of the grid again, I believe.
Also unlucky for Kenny, who had the great start, and Kaikira, who is making great progress on his first.
The second... Oh, one second. I'm having trouble distinguishing the teams. I'm sorry, my list does not show the right... Oh, I don't know you. He'll be lucky now that his jump start may not lead to an investigation as the race has been restarted.
Interesting to the start to the race we had here. As now we're just waiting for race control to restart the race here in Rome, as the drivers are all now back to the grid, it looks like, hopefully getting back underway soon after the short hiccup. As anyone who had a good start previously on that first lap is fortunately now mitigated, as the issues have occurred to lead to race restart, it seems, as we are going back to lap 1 of 25 now here in Rome, just waiting for race control to bring the lights back on for start once more. As it looks like race control is just making sure all the drivers are lined up in the proper positions, and we will get confirmation that the lights are coming on here in a moment. We got ready to go.
The Andretti moved once again in the lap.
And we go green here in Rome as the lights are green and the drivers are away. A great start from Thang this time, but once more it looks like Kenny got through as there were some issues. Kenny, another great start, back into first off the start. Interesting start we had, as we are now on lap 1 of 25 here in Rome. Kenny leading, looking like he's followed closely by Stiggy Boy. Then I don't know you in the other BMW, who you said may have jump started.
That was in the last splint, you can call it. So he should be okay. He might not need to be investigated.
Interesting there. And then Kaikira got another good start once more in P4. And once more, Sang dropping down the order, P9 at the moment. So Sang seems to not be having the best of starts lately, as they're now coming back through to the start straight.
We'll see if we can put in a good performance to get back on top.
Definitely, indeed, as Kenny may have had a little bit of a touch there, getting attacked by the Neo of Sticky Boy right now, And they are followed by, it looks like, an Envision has spun here and is now getting lapped.
That was quite a common thing, as we've seen in the qualifying and practice.
As I look, just have confirmation that Holfa is now in P2 and is challenging Kenny for the lead. As Holfa has now gotten past and Kenny is in the lead with the Panasonic Jaguar team. As Sang now making it back up the order, he's in P4 right now, with his teammate following in P5 for the Nissan team. Sang, after not the best start, having a decent go now.
Hofla setting a 101.1 on that lap. That is actually amazing.
I believe that is the quickest lap we have seen all weekend now. Excellent for that. As we're going to go ahead and jump on board with Sang in the Nissan, who had not the greatest start, but in P4 now, making up progress to the Neo of Stiggy Boy and the BMW of Kenny. But Hofa getting way out ahead out in front. He's building a large gap at the moment. As we are on lap 3 of 25 now in Rome, and it looks like that there was an Envision who may be out of the race now. As Hofa is now in the lead by over 3 seconds, with Sang catching up to the Neo and BMW.
Somehow the somehow Hofla has lapped his teammate already.
Interesting going
the
on
rest
there.
of the field have. I don't know what has happened to him.
Looking down the pack, it looks like we've got some close gaps for the lower points paying positions. Kaikira and TDM having a big good fight. And then it looks like there's also a fight down for 8th between the Tachita of Chocolate Banana and his teammate Super Legend. Interesting fight. Might go ahead and jump on board there in a moment.
I don't know, you seem to have trouble, as he's now in 12th place with a 15-second deficit.
Not a good start for him, as he started, he was in the single ball shootout in qualifying.
Yeah, he started 4th, I believe.
As the two Tachitas are battling it out, while also making up some progress to the others. We'll jump on board with the Tachita of Super Legend, who's the leading Tachita. But his teammate Chocolate Banana gets past, actually, right there. They're going back and forth right now. What a battle we've got going on here. As we've got Super Legend out ahead of his teammate, but they are coming pretty close here. And just ahead of them is the Envision, or the Venturi of Sonic. Just ahead of this Tachita battle right now. As the Mahindras are also following the Tachitas. So, two teams very close to each other right now. As out in front is still Hofa right now. On lap 5.
Sonic is in a Geox, I believe.
And Sonic and the Geox is the lead of this pack. Sorry, it looks like a Venturi car from the GU. As it looks like there may be some lapped cars now, as Hofa is now 5 seconds out in front.
Cool. Is it Cool Dust? No, Lord Plains Lord Plains is now in the... This is a very confusing back of the grid with these people getting lapped. I'm not sure what is going on here.
Indeed it is, as there are some tight battles going on. Sang and Stiggy Boy very close right now. Sang making up... Sang taking that P3 position now, actually. Stiggy Boy behind him, as Sang looks to catch up to the BMW of Kenny. 2 seconds behind right now, as it looks like they're catching up to he's catching up to a lapped car at the moment.
That lapped car being the second Geox driver. Not sure who that Geox driver is, though.
And it looks like we've got Holfa out in front, 7 seconds now. Stiggy Boy is out in front of... it looks like Sang had some issues, as Stiggy Boy is now in P3, with TDM Fan in P4, Kaikira P5, Sonic in the Geox P6. Sang now dropped all the way to P7, so it looks like he had some issues.
Oh, I see the problem. It didn't load through one of the sectors, the leaderboard. So he was actually in this place for quite a while.
Right, I see it now, as it looks like Sang has gotten past the Geox of Sonic and is chasing down his teammate Kaikira now. Holfa having an excellent race out there in front, as there's no one behind him now. He now has we'll see what the gap is after this lap. He's on lap 8 of 25. As Holfa is 9 seconds out in front now, having a Dakar-like performance. Taking a look at the times, his fastest lap is a 1:08, quickest time we have seen all weekend by far. What a race out front by Holfa. And for the Panasonic Jaguar driver, not having shown up all weekend, that doesn't help him. As now we're going to go ahead and jump on board with someone in the middle of the pack who we interviewed earlier, Lenore, in the Mahindra. It looks like he's leading his teammates, or his teammate, as they follow the cheetahs. As it looks like we've got an interesting battle brewing here with the Mahindras following the Tachitas trying to get past. And the gap now for Holfa is 11 seconds out in front of Kenny sitting in P2, with TDM Fame in P3 with 4 seconds behind Kenny in the Nissan. Or, correction, the Geox.
Sorry,
interesting race we've got going on.
If something came with a live stream, I don't understand the commands. Oh, and a Envision spins.
Lenore is now getting past the Tachita, one of the Tachitas. Looks like it's the Tachita of Super Legend, and getting close to passing the other, the Mahindra driver making some gains now. As this battle for P8 is heating up right now. As the Mahindra driver's just trying to find the right place to make the move and stick it right now.
It seems the leaderboard is struggling to... Oh, never mind. Hopefully with now a 13-second lead. This is truly an outstanding performance from him, as he hasn't had any practice until 10 minutes before the race.
As Lenore might get past one of the Tachitas here on the line, and he does. Lenore is past Chocolate Banana now, chasing down the Tachita of Super Legend. Interesting going on here. As the battle for these lower paint spinning positions is being very interesting. Sang now making gains again. He is sitting in P3 once again, as there was a Venturi driver who spun there. Sang now trying to catch up to the BMW of Kenny, as the Geox of TDM is fighting the Nissan driver of Sang. Not Sang's best performance and what we would have expected with how it was going for him.
Yes, we would have expected him to be at least in first position, but this natural pace of Hofa is just outstanding.
Sang's fastest lap right now is only a 1:02. Kenny and Kakira having set their fastest laps of the weekend with a 1:01.7 and a 1:01.8.
Hopefully being the first person out of this whole weekend to get past a 1:01 into the 1 second marks.
Into the 1 minute.
1 second,
yeah.
Sorry, 1 minute, yeah.
And Holfa is just continuing to build his gap out front. A little bit of a gap from Kenny to Sang, but Kenny is making gain. Correction, Sang is making gain. As we'll let our camera operator move back to the track cams, as let you know what's going on. As right now, Holfa, we'll see what the gap is now. Probably still very great. As Sang is closing in on the BMW of Kenny right now.
Okay,
and we are we've got Kakira and TDM battling it out right now for P4. Tight battle there. Sang catching up to Kenny. And we will go ahead and take a look with the Mahindra drivers who are doing very well.
Kaikira has... Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead and say with Kaikira.
Kaikira has taken over CDM fan and is now going to be pushing for that podium position of Sengstam. But Sengstam is slowly catching up.
Well, as the Mahindra of Lenore is making gains now onto the Geox of Sonic, he's having a good race. As we will go ahead we're going to have an interview here shortly with the Mahindra team boss about how this is going. So we've got Kenny out in second still, Say in third, with Holfa in first by 17 seconds, very close. As we are going to we're going to go ahead and jump on board with one of the Mahindras in Riley, who is down in P11 right now, trying to make some gains on the Chichita of Chocolate. As now we have the Mahindra team boss joining us. Dionysus, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. You?
I'm good, thanks for asking. So, your team right now, you've got Lenore sitting in P10 and Riley in P11. You've been battling the Chichitas for the lower points-paying positions today. What's your strategy right now? What are you trying to accomplish?
We usually try to go for consistency. So that means push, get good times, but don't overdo it. Because if you do that, you'll make mistakes and end up further back.
Good strategy, that is. Now, your drivers have been battling the Chichitas all day so far. Anything you have really to say about that? How that battle is brewing?
Not really that much. Just that they're doing a really good job. I see Lana just got past Choco.
Right, I see that too. So, which of your drivers are you focusing on trying to get the most points today? It seems like Lenore is the one who's being favored right now, as he's out in front and seems to be on the pace.
We don't really favor our drivers. They're equal, they can race each other. But it is clear that Lanor is the faster driver today.
A good strategy, that is. Don't want to have any teammate rivalry. Now, within your team, what would you say the relationship is between your drivers? Would you say they're close?
Yeah, they're pretty close. It's a good rivalry, not... it's a good sporting rivalry. I can't find words.
I think I get what you're saying, though. They've got a positive relationship, and no, they have a positive teammate rivalry kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
And Aaron, do you have any questions for the Mahindra boss?
Yes. What positions are you hoping for today from your drivers? Do you hope they can get within the top, let's say, 8, maybe?
Yeah, that's definitely our goal. Lanor is pretty close to that at the moment.
Do you think he can maybe catch up to P6 even? Would that be capable?
Well, we'll have to see. So, yeah, our goal for now is just to score points. Hopefully some more than one.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hopefully with more than one driver as well.
It seems that Riley has made a mistake, so if you want to go back to your driver now and...
There, that doesn't help.
That's all my questions anyway. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your time, Dionysus.
Thank you for having
me today. And back to the action now. Holfa still way out in front, as Sang is overtaking Kenny for P2, and Kenny is now P3. Kakira P4 trying to chase down for the podium position, followed by TM fanning the Geox, and Sticky Boy and Neo having a good race so far for Neo. As we'll jump on board Sticky Boy and the Neo, take a look at how things are going for him. Looks like he's not really being followed by anyone and isn't close to the car ahead, but I'm sure he's trying to just set the lap times and get ahead.
Yeah, keeping that sixth position will be quite good for him right now. It's not the best, but like it can help him in the standings, I imagine.
That it would. It's just taking a look at the timing screens right now. It looks like the average lap time right now, most drivers are averaging a 104 to a 103. Holfa seems to have the quickest pace overall right now. So Holfa, I think, no doubt is on for the win today, with only 7 laps remaining here in Rome.
Right now, this win would possibly bring him up to... If Head Kenny Benny manages to DNF, which I'm sure he won't, I have faith in that, Holfa could easily get up to P2 in the standings.
And interesting race we're having right now. As Kenny trying to catch back up to Sang in P2. A little bit of a gap is forming though, so not sure if that's going to happen. As his teammate, as Sang's teammate Kaikira catching up to Kenny now. Kenny vulnerable for the podium position at this point. That would stink for Kenny after scoring the P2 in the very close finish in Eindhoven last week. And he's hoping for a good result today. Whether or not that happens, we shall see with about 6 laps to go here in Rome. Beautiful circuit we have here, and good action we've had all day. As there's cars lap now at the bottom of the field. Positions 10 through 17 are all lapped by at least 1 lap. Still not the crazy laps we saw 3 weeks ago in Eindhoven, though. As in Eindhoven, there were some cars lapped by over 5 laps. So glad to see that drivers are more on the pace here in Rome.
Yes, Eindhoven was a tough circuit with the corners being very, I don't know the word. Once you hit them, you practically were flung across the track. So at least they're calmed down at this circuit, which is keeping everyone intact.
Very tight corners we have here at Rome, but there's not straights to make you barreling into a corner that much. So the competitiveness is there as Kakira is getting close to Kenny after Kenny has a little bit of a touch at the wall coming out of the hairpin. Very close racing we have here as we jump on board with Kakira chasing down the BMW of Kenny as Kakira, the other Nissan driver, to Sang, who's out in P2 right now. Double podium possible for the Nissan drivers right now. I'm sure they would be looking for that to catch up to Audi, as Audi is not doing well here today at all. Project user are down in P11 right now, and I
believe they don't have the second driver as well.
That indeed, as it looks like he's been lapped by Kenny, trying to catch up to, it looks like he's trying to catch up to the Tachita of Chocolate Banana, as he has been lapped by the Neo of Sticky Boy at this point. Unfortunate race for Project User and Audi not having the outing they would have liked without their lead driver Dakar here.
Even with the lead driver Dakar, I believe it would have been a tough race for him, as the pace being set by the leader right now is unseen throughout this weekend.
Blistering of a pace it is, yes.
He's setting consistent 102s to 101s, while the other drivers are setting the 104s and 103s. It'll be interesting to see.
As we have about 4 laps left here in Rome, as we are on lap 22 of 25 for the leader. as Sticky Boy getting close to chasing down TDM Fan in the Geox at this point. Less than a second gap between the two. As we have Holfa way out in front, and he has got a 30-second gap almost to second place Nissan driver of Sang. Sang was having an excellent race as Kaikira now less than 100 to Kenny, and so it looks like he's gotten past Kenny now. And the Nissan now has a double podium right now as Kaikira has passed the BMW of Kenny. Kenny must be furious right now.
Kenny is right on the back of Kaikira, and this should be a good battle for third place.
As Kenny making some gains now on Kaikira. Definitely closing in here as they are on the start straight.
Who won the battle in Eindhoven last week? Was it Hardman or Kenny?
Kenny beat Hardman by like 200ths or 100ths.
Okay, Kenny will be sure to keep that, and well, another streak of his going, of beating them at the last corner, hopefully.
That would be an interesting result for him, as he is currently P4 fighting for P3. We'll see if the BMW of Kenny can break up the double podium of the Nissan drivers. Right, as the Tachitas right now, Super Legend is the lead Tachita still, ahead of his teammate in P9. So double points for Tachita right now, as the Geox of TDM Fan and Sonic are also side by side with 6 and 7 position-wise. So definitely a lot of teams sticking close to each other right now, with the Nissan drivers close to each other as Kenny's falling behind Kakira. The Geox drivers are close to each other. The Tachita drivers are close to each other. And the Mahindra drivers got broken up as Riley had the spin earlier. He's down in P14 with Lenore in P10 in that last points paying position. As it's looking like Holfa is going to be on for 26 points here in Rome with 2 laps to go. We are on the penultimate lap here in Rome.
As he wasn't in qualifying, he won't have had a chance of getting the Super Pole. But it is interesting that Kaikira has finally got into the 101s. No, well, Kaikira and ahead Kenny Benny. Both sitting on 101.7 and 101.8.
What's interesting to me is Sang has not broken a 101 in this race.
Oh, he has not. But still managed to keep the pace up against the others at the start to get that P2 position. Definitely
he has, as it looks like Sticky Boy has overtaken the Geox of Sonic, and so this Neo driver breaking up the Geox drivers now. As we are on the final lap here in Rome, Holfa out in front, and he is going to walk away with this win by a mile. As Holfa now coming through the hairpin of 2 and 13, he's very close to getting 26 points here to his after an excellent race here in Rome, led the whole way led after lap 3 and had 2 very good laps.
It seems Kakira will not be able to... No, Head Kenny Benny will not be able to make up the pace unless Kakira makes a mistake. Now 2 seconds behind.
As Holfa has crossed the line in P1, he's going to get the win and 25 points to his name. And unfortunately, there is no fastest lap bonus, so he's only getting 25 points. But excellent race for him. He went out and had a Dakar-like performance.
I believe if Dakar was in the race, he probably would have... Well, with the pace I've seen from Hofla, I don't even think he would have got the win.
And Sang comes home in P2 with, looks like we're going to take a look. Kaikira is about to come through, leading Kenny.
Kaikira gets P3.
Kaikira gets P3, Kenny gets P4. Kenny does not make a last minute gain up on Kaikira there. Unfortunate for him. TDM Bayan in the Geox coming home P5, the Neo of Sticky Boy coming home P6, with
Sonic
the other Geox, Sonic at P7, lapped. The Tachita of Super Legend coming home P8, he was also lapped. And the Mahindra of Lenore coming home P9, I'm sure his boss will be happy with that. And I don't know you in the other BMW coming home in the last points paying position P10. He made some gains there at the end as Choco Banana in the other Tachita misses out on the points, as well as the Audi of Project User. And the other Mahindra Riley, who we looked at earlier, P14 for him. And the furthest back driver was Cooldos with 3 laps. He was lapped 3 times to down in P17. Unfortunate for him.
John Tier is on the leaderboard, but him and Lord Plains were not racing.
It seems that there were some disconnects there. As coming back to the studio here, we are going to join you for the podium ceremony here momentarily. And welcome back here to Rome, where we're just about to get underway with the podium ceremony, as we are about to watch Holfa, Sang, and Kaikira step onto the double podium for Nissan today, with the Panasonic of Holfa getting the win. They're going to get some great points today. as we're just waiting for them to bring the cars out to their positions, and the drivers up onto the podium for this excellent ceremony. Aaron, what do you have to say?
I'd like to just go over the Drivers' Championship now. That Head Kenny Benny is now in second place in the championship with 88 points, while Hofa has now in... Does he get a fastest lap point?
No, he does not.
Okay, then Hofla is now in joint third with Horizon, which is very interesting, to say the least.
Actually, I believe Hopeful would be out in second in the out in third in the championship outright because he would have 96 points.
Oh yes, I can't do math. That yes.
As the Nissan of Kaikira now coming to the stage, as he will take the podium. Great drive for him. As we now celebrate the drivers for the podium places, the Nissan of Kaikira taking third place, as he will come up to the podium as he parks his car in the third place position. And having some issues, the car is not parked exactly where it should be, but he'll still come up to the podium here in a moment. As we celebrate these top three drivers, but good job to all the drivers today. A very tight race we had, some good racing we saw here in the Rome City Circuit. Beautiful city, beautiful circuit we had here, and home to a great weekend of racing we've seen. So we are happy to have been a part of it as we celebrate those who came top three now, as they are fixing Kaikira's car. The third place driver, good drive for him, and we spoke to him a couple of times. He is a quality driver, great personality. Glad to see him on that third step of the podium.
Definitely a good comeback after his performance in the Super Bowl.
Definitely after that unfortunate spin in the Super Bowl shootout that saw him starting P6, he now comes home on the podium, and I'm sure he must be much happy about that. Just goes to show you how much qualifying isn't the biggest thing, isn't the biggest thing that determines how you do. As the Nissan of Sang takes the P2 position, and the Panasonic of now taking the P1 position, as the drivers will come up to the podium to be celebrated. And now the drivers taking the podium as Kaikira takes the third step, with Holfa taking that first place step, and Sang coming to the second place step. As there doesn't seem there is a team representative here for Nissan to take the team trophy for the win. And now we celebrate the drivers here on the podium, as we will halt our commentary and just listen to the crowd and the fans here as they celebrate the drivers as Horizon takes the step to represent the Nissan bosses. because now we are going out here and we are going to interview the Podium drivers real quick. And just bear with us one moment as we get everything set up for these interviews. Kakira, come on over here. How are you doing today?
Bad. I'm really bad.
Bad? Well, you came third today, so you raced very solid, got ahead of Kenny within the last 5 laps or so, and then held that position.
Bad.
Although you got beat by your teammate, P3, how's it feel being on the third step of the podium?
I mean, it's okay.
What was your result going in today, or what were you hoping to get, especially because of that incident in the Super Bowl shootout?
Well, I was aiming for podium as it was overall. I didn't expect Half-Life to show up, so that was a big surprise. I also wasn't expecting the server to be as laggy as it was. I'm not sure what exactly was happening, but I don't know. I'm not really too happy about that.
Definitely, we noticed that too. So now, after a very solid result from Nisa, what do you think we can expect from your team the rest of the way?
I mean, like, guess, I don't know, we push. Go for as high position as we can.
Well, you made some great progress on Audi today. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck to you the rest of the season. Sorry that you're upset about just the
All
lag.
good, not your fault.
Alright, take care.
Yeah, thank you, you too.
Now we'll get underway with the interview of our second place driver today. You can come on up here as you were the second place driver for Nissan today. Excellent result. I was saying, now that you're up here, how are you doing today? After that qualifying result.
I'm sorry, say again.
So, how are you doing today after the race?
I'm fine. I didn't expect Hofler to win, so I'm a bit pissed, but it's fine.
Definitely, yeah. After coming home, after starting with the Super Pole, how's it feel coming home? P2, not expecting him hopefully to be here, of course. I know you're disappointed, but are you still happy with getting in the podium position at least?
Yes, very happy. I'll take home extra points for the Super Bowl thing, so I'm happy.
Now, with a great result for your team, Nissan is very close to pushing for Audi P1 now after they had no driver show up today. Well, their only driver came home P12. You all with the double podium making some good progress. Do we think we can see you guys pushing for P1 in the constructors?
Of course, that's the goal, man.
Definitely. Well, thank you for your time. I know it's we're all running quick here, so thanks for the time. Sorry for not the result you were hoping for, but still a quality result.
Thank you, man. Bye.
Take care. As it looks like we're not going to be able to get an interview with our race winner, Holfa, today, but we congratulate him for his excellent result. And we are going to wrap things up here now in Rome. Excellent race we saw. Aaron, what are your final thoughts?
An unexpected win from Hofler today. That he came out of nowhere and with no practice was just straight on the pace, setting the fastest lap we've seen all weekend. Good racing at the back of the grid. No one was lapped as much as Eindhoven, which was good to see. But
right, you are.
A good race nonetheless.
Right, you are. Great race we saw here in Rome. Proud to have been your commentators for another great race. And we'll see you next time. I've been Slayer. He's been Aaron. We thank you for joining us here at BBC for an excellent race and here in Rome. And we'll see you next time for another Formula E race. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
British Aviation have fire scuppings.